The Panthers give a crucial update that is huge. With a returning Chuba Hubbard and an eager Jonathan Brooks ready to see the field, who can Panthers fans expect to man the backfield in Week 1? What's going on, guys? It is Tanner Blue, Carolina Panthers Digest. Hope you were doing well. Happy Monday to everyone. We are yet another day closer to the regular season and another day closer to the final preseason game of the Panther season. So we're getting close to getting things kicked off. And one of the big questions that a lot of people are asking that they're really eager to know is who was going to be the starting running back come Week 1? We know Chuba Hubbard sustained an injury. He's supposed to be back. We know Jonathan Brooks has unfortunately battled a few injuries in his career. He's now healthy. He wants to prove to everyone that he can be a lead back. And then we've got some other guys in the wings who want to get some play as well. So who was going to be the number one guy? We're going to let you know today. Guys, before we get into it, please make sure to like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. We are over 600 subscribers so far. Lots of comments in the last video, people giving their takes about who should be in the roster for the wide receiver position. So I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much for your help. It is very appreciated. So, who was going to be the guy? Well, could it be this guy? Could it be Jonathan Brooks, the third-year man from Texas? Could it be a guy named Chuba Hubbard, who's been in the league for a few seasons, been the Panthers' bell cow running back mostly for the last few seasons, aside from Rico Dowdle? Who is it? Well, today we do have an answer from Head Coach Dave Canales. Let's get into an article here and talk a little bit about it. This article comes from Sports Illustrated. Our guy Mike Moratis over there providing us with the information, so let's dig in. Well, just a few weeks ago before the start of the season, the Carolina Panthers have a few questions in their backfield. One of them to do with the status of Chuba Hubbard, who has been sidelined during training camp with a hamstring injury. The other pertains to how Carolina plans on deploying Hubbard and his backfield mate, Jonathan Brooks. So, yes, the question is, who was going to be the guy? We know Chuba went down with an injury, so who is the guy? Well, as the article continues on, we have to say, Canales told reporters on Monday that Hubbard is expected to be ready to go for the start of the season. Absolutely, Canales said, when asked if Hubbard will be ready to roll for the season opener. He's ahead of schedule. He's doing a great job. So we know Chuba's going to be back, it seems like, and we kind of talked about that, and we were given that information earlier a few weeks ago that Chuba would be ready and good to go whenever the season was coming back to to Week 1. But, he had that same injury last year, the hamstring injury, and he just didn't quite feel and look the same as a running back. So, he's probably going to come back, but how healthy is he really going to be? Well, another question that we have is, if he's not healthy, is Jonathan Brooks going to be the guy? Well, we got some more information on this from Head Coach Dave Canales. But before, Hubbard spoke to some reporters and said he's feeling good and would have returned to practice immediately, but the coaches and training staff are just being cautious with this injury. He went on to talk a little bit about it more, and you can see that in the article. But Chuba says he could have came back, says he was good to go, says the injury wasn't major, which is great. I think they just wanted to hold him out, and this could definitely be because of last season. Maybe felt like, hey, we rushed him back a little too quickly. We know what we have in Chuba. We know he's good. So let's just hold him out for a few weeks, make sure he's good to go Week 1. And I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather be safe than sorry. But it did give the chance for Jonathan Brooks to step up and make some plays. So let's see what the article has to say here, continuing this information. All offseason long, the expectation has been that Carolina will have Brooks and Hubbard in a timeshare, at least to start the season. Canales confirmed that will indeed be the case, with one starting back starting a series and the other coming in on third downs. We'll definitely roll it out just the way we have been, where you have a lead back for the series, the other guy comes in on third down, so they can be in there for protection, and also when we run the ball on third down, Canales explained. So there you go. There is your answer. The Panthers will be running back by committee. One series is going to be Brooks, one series is going to be Chuba Hubbard, and Panthers fans are very, very familiar with that. Last season, we had that with Rico Dowdle, with Chuba Hubbard. And I think the reception was mixed, and I think the results were kind of mixed as well. For the few games that it was just straight Rico Dowdle, he was going beast mode, running over everybody. That is why he got paid by the Steelers, because for about a month there, Rico Dowdle was the best running back in football. I think as the season went on, his body just probably was tired and exhausted from how much the Panthers were really giving him the football. Chuba does come back. I don't think you really got 100% until later on in the season, but it's really hard to get momentum whenever you are a running back in the NFL and you're splitting by committee. I just feel like it's one of those things, in any, especially in any sport, really mostly football, is that it takes you a little bit to get in rhythm. You always hear the saying, oh, he gets better the more carries he gets. Well, you hear those sayings, and for the most part, it seems to be true. It takes guys a little bit to get in rhythm, and it's hard to do that once it's running back by committee. So last season, some people feeling like in the beginning, don't bring Chuba back yet. He lost his spot due to injury. It's going to be on Rico Dowdle. And for a few games, you couldn't dispute that. Rico Dowdle was the guy. As the season went on, Rico started to slow down a little bit. Okay, maybe we get Chuba back in the game. He's got fresh legs. And I think as the season started to progress, especially that regular season game against the Rams, we did see a little bit of Chuba, the old Chuba that we know. So it is confirmed that we are going to be getting running back by committee. So this is interesting. One little note I did want to make in this article here is whenever they talked about running back by committee, I want to bring this up because I think this is a good point. One thing to keep an eye on with Brooks is his pass protection. He had some rough reps during his first 2 preseason games, and he may be limited on third down if he can't be more consistent, which would lead to more work for Hubbard. This is actually a good point. If you go back and watch, especially last week, Jonathan Brooks looked very good in the run game, but when it came to passing situations, he did give up a few plays where rushers came right in and he just kind of whiffed on the blocks, or he just didn't pick them up. I'm not sure if he was confused, missed his assignment, whatever the case may be. It did seem he struggled a bit with that. So that's something I think he's going to clean up and get better at. But again, you got to think, he hasn't played really in 2 years. So pass protection, one of those things he might be a bit rusty on, especially at the NFL level. He's never really had to do it. So it could be one of those things where it takes some time to get adjusted to that. But it'll be interesting to go running back by committee. I know some fans like it, some fans don't. To me, I prefer to just kind of ride with the hot hand, whoever's doing the best. I feel like it can be tough to get into a rhythm. So whoever seems to be having the best day of that day, that is who I'm going to go with. If it's Jonathan Brooks is having a great game, I'm riding Jonathan Brooks. And I'll spell Chuba Hubbard in there a few plays. If it's the reverse, if it's Chuba doing his thing all day and Jonathan Brooks kind of struggling a bit, I'm going to run with Chuba. He's one of those players that seems to get better as the game goes on. As far as pass protection, both backs not really known for their pass protection skills, but Chuba Hubbard, I've seen him definitely put his body on the line to protect the quarterback and make some blocks, so I will give him the nod there. But it will be interesting to see. All in all, I think Panthers fans just want to see both backs healthy, because if they're both healthy, you're looking at potentially one of the best running back duos in the league. Right now, a lot of teams really are going running back by committee. There's not a whole lot of teams out there that just use one back. So a lot of teams have 2-3 backs that they use. Panthers kind of want to do something similar, and I think it is smart to a degree. I think, hey, let's roll with whoever we think is going to be, let's spell both guys, get them both in there, and see who's going to do what, and then we can move on from there. I think the first few games last season when it was Rico Dowdle and he was starting off so hot, and then Chuba kind of got back in the lineup, I think people were frustrated, like, man, Rico's been doing his thing. Let's run with Rico, run. And things just, at the end of the season, it kind of get a little bit more even. But it can be tough to find a happy medium. But we will see what head coach Dave Canales and Brad Idzik come up with. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I really do appreciate it. As always, keep pounding, and we will see you on the next one.